The higher your vibration, the more magnetic your energy becomes. Yet at the same time, the more heightened your sensitivity towards your senses, your intuition, especially all that connected with energy, vibration, consciousness, all the subtleties beyond our physical senses. That's the importance of setting boundaries from a state of unconditional love. In this episode, we're still gonna continue our previous conversation about unconditional love and boundaries, especially into the root of setting boundaries from a state of unconditional love, which is how to feel safe in love, because unconditional love is your nature. You are the unconditional love. It's your state of being, your embodiment, quantum entanglement. Everything is love, vibrating love in different frequency, in different spectrum of frequency, energy, or state of consciousness. Basically, all the lower vibrations that we think it is the opposite of everything, it's all love, including fear, shame, guilt that we can experience through our physical senses in our bodies or our planes: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, ethereal. There are a lot of aspects of us that we experience, but in the mundane, we've been trained to operate mostly using our physical and mental senses. That's why we tend to thinking and process everything through our limited perspective, because we've been trained or conditioned to see things as problems, to experience life as problems, with expectation to solve problems that actually a self-construct or self-projection from the accumulation of information that has embedded in our DNA as our current state of mind or current state of being. And our entire system is a transmitter of energy, which everything is energy, frequency. So basically what we are experiencing as life is the range of frequency in different forms. And we constantly connect, reject, avoid, or experiencing different frequencies. The more sensitive you are to energy, the more you can be more selective and intentional with your decision or your choice, because it starts with your sensitivity. The heighten your sensitivity, the heighten your creativity, which creativity is the energy from chakra, the chakra of chaos and creation. It has the capability to create chaos, yet at the same time the source of recreation. So actually, the heightened sensitivity you are experiencing is divine preparation, divine guidance towards your own creation. You are being led by the divine, by the higher power, God, source, whatever you call it, to recreate your own creation or your own extension, your own duplicate, as what I've shared in previous episodes about what manifestation, creation, evolution really is. It's all connected with transcendence. So if you've been through spiritual awakening, who are focusing your energy on ascension, who has awakened to their ESP or extrasensory perception, empaths, lightworkers, the clairs, the psychics, you are the one that has been prepared over lifetimes, like diamond in making, with all of understanding that you've collected from your lifetime's experiences in this infinite game has led you here. Something within keeps calling you that your life is not only about you, rather there is some higher purpose or meaning behind the maze, the nightmares that you've been experiencing along your life. That is actually divine in disguise. It's divine preparation towards your own creation. It all connects your experiences, circumstances, lifetime experiences, your memories, your imagination, desires, your talents, gifts that has unfolded and is unfolding up to this moment. It's all divine breadcrumbs you can bake into a delicious bread of life. or called as mana, which is the spiritual nourishment for all that is your breath of life. After you realize that you have power beyond measure or beyond your own comprehension, supplied by infinite possibility, probability, and supported by divine orchestrators, but if deeply inside there's something that's still holding you back, it's also connected with why you need to set boundaries and stay true to your own boundaries. In previous video, I've already shared about how to stay true to your own boundaries. In this episode, we'll dive deeper into the why, so you can dive into the root and notice the why, so it will unfold clarity towards how to be more intentional with your energy through boundaries. Now let's dive into it. Hello universe, welcome back to the Words of Influence community with me, Cindyaco. On this channel, we share about consciousness, vibration, energy, and all beyond physicality to celebrate miracle in the mundane, so you can remember what you are here for and serve your highest purpose. After you see the root itself, hopefully you can breathe your own clear intention towards embody your authenticity and radiate or shine your authentic light. Especially if you're loyal to this channel, you know that I continuously remind you that you are love, you have love, you are love itself. Everything is love, everything comes from love and back to love. Love is all, nothing, and in between. Love is the most powerful force and flow. Love is the most powerful thing in the entire universe. Physically, the universe is made of matter, but secretly is made of love. Everything is love. The universe is love itself. You're love. You are the whole entire universe. The question is, why you are not that powerful? Because when we came to this physicality, most of our memories has been wiped so that we can experience new things from an empty space, an empty container again. So we can learn another possibility, potentiality through our capability, ability that is unfolding through the journey. This is what we call as veil of forgetting, as what I've shared in previous episodes. Since then, we are experiencing the matrix that we actually create by the accumulation of information, experience, or state of being, and all of the data that has embedded and coded in our container and become our state of mind, state of being, and it will keep evolving as we grow. Even after we die, the memory will keep going on and on and on through another lifetime. That's why it's called reincarnation, the infinite game of multiverse, like what I shared in previous episode as well. As you know that we are all our frequency, divine energy in many forms. So this current form that we call as human or Homo sapiens, or what we can call this body as Cindy, as your name, whatever you call it, it's all divine energy in various forms. And as we evolve, we are experiencing self-transformation. You are experiencing this form, but there's part of you that constantly evolving, that is trans and form that combined into one, and you experiencing as evolved version of you. You no longer old version of you, instead you evolved and thrived as this greater state or version of you. Self-transformation is about the journey, because actually the destination is like the little milestones of our big picture. It's infinite, that has no beginning and end. It continuously flows as flow of life. Your heightened sensitivity makes you project reality differently, because your container has transformed into a higher state of consciousness, so that you are also transmitting the higher frequency that reminds others about their natural state. So that's why you become much more magnetic when you just you, or live authentically you. And as we raise our vibration, we're not only experiencing heightened sensitivity, the involvement of our divine power, yet at the same time, we're also unfolding the same level of challenge to unfold the higher transformed version of you over and over again. Transformation is a journey. And because transformation is a journey, the moment you unfold your divine power, at the same time you're also unfolding the same capability of greater challenges. These challenges is medicine for parts of you that meant to unfold at that moment. For example, if you're challenged with speaking your truth, life will challenge you with circumstances that might underestimate your power, your authenticity, your embodiment, or weighing you down so you can keep vibrating old version of you, so people can keep in touch or reach you. Because the higher your frequency, the more lower vibration cannot hear you, because frequency is like radio. You can only hear, you can only choose which frequency that you want to tune into, that you want to hear and enjoy the broadcast, music or information. That's why boundaries is so important. As you raise your vibration, as you become much more magnetic and experiencing heightened sensitivity, you now realize how energy outside you affects and influences you. Boundaries is so variety, depends on the context that you are experiencing, depends on your own background. Each person experiencing different case, different context with different belief system, state of being. So that's the importance of self-awareness. When you're aware of yourself, you're also aware with energy that you share with, the energy that affects you, the energy that you interact with, how it affects you, which one you prefer to experience and you're sharing energy with. You're the door and the key itself. With self-awareness, you know what you really want. You then know how you want to be treated and how you should treat yourself, because relationships are merely mirror reflection of your relationship with yourself, of how you treat yourself. So if you want to be treated in a specific way, then treat yourself accordingly, because we are constantly mirrors. Like attracts like. So it all starts with you. That's why know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle said so. Yet also Bible said that love God as how you love yourself. That means love yourself is the first love, because you can only love what we call as God if we first love ourselves, because we are the center of universe. There are a variety of kind of boundaries, such as know what you want to be treated, be able to speak your own truth regardless, choose the influence that you want to create, take time for yourself, nurturing yourself, be mindful and selective about the energy you interact with, the energy that you consume and you radiate. The challenge is most of us exaggerate our fear, yet underestimate the power of love. Marianne Williamson said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is we are powerful beyond measure. That means we are not fear our fear, we are fear our love, our true self. That's why we suffer, because actually we are not experiencing suffer, we are suffering our experience. So you see the difference, that what we do to our reality is up to us and back to us. Power is already within us. The question is what we do with the power that we already possess. Most of people that live unconsciously keep choosing to bury their divine nature, their divine power, and choose to awake in illusion of mundane dream that full of fireworks, that full of celebration at surface level, but at deep inside, if you really go down deep into their rabbit hole, you can see clearly that they're actually imprisoned by their own unconscious. They feel it, they know that somehow their unconscious can come back as shadow that can be such a boomerang for themselves. There's some parts of themselves deep inside that they've never touched, they've never brave enough to face. their own fears. And back again, the fear is merely love in another frequency that far from its core essence. That's why it can breeds illusion of distance, illusion of separation, because the more fear you are, the more far you are with your core, with your nature, with yourself. So that's why the higher your vibration, the more you're vibrating love, not only you but others can also feel home in your energy, because you remind them of their true nature just by experiencing your energy, whether through online, offline, whether through distance. Energy speaks louder than words, than distance, than illusion. Energy is the most powerful language. The truth is, the more you fear love, the more you far from love that you are. Well, actually, illusion of separation and distance is just an illusion, because we are so deeply interconnected with one another in this whole universe. Everything that you do is connecting and affecting one another collectively at some point. In order to raise your vibration, you need to stay true to your boundaries so that you can live authentically you embody your core, your love, your nature as you, as divine consciousness. It's all start with facing, embracing your own fears. Be brave enough to take a look, to even face first, because most of people don't really brave enough to face their own fears, and instead they find lots of shortcuts, which is through become dependent with other treatments, techniques, but they don't really work the inner work needed. So no matter how many investment you create, requires ability to be vulnerable, to be open, to be honest with yourself, and only from it you can allow all the illusions that has been buried for so many years in your lifetime to appear at surface. So you bring the unconscious into conscious, and once you are free from your unconscious, once you are free from your fears, your deepest fears, you no longer need to keep maintaining your persona, outside layer of ego, your shadows, because it's all just transparent. You just nature. The only thing that fears is fear itself. Everything that loves is love. Which one you are radiating right now? Again, it's not the opposite, it's just love in different state of frequency. Somehow this unfinished business in our unconscious will keep being accumulative, and it will keep buried until it will become snowball effects. It will project onto your reality. Most of people feel not safe enough to share their own voice. They don't feel safe enough to just be themselves, to love unconditionally, to stay true to their own boundaries, to live their own dreams, because they're still secretly pushing down what's meant to appear in the surface, to upgrade the new version of you. So be grateful for all versions of you, your multidimensionality in full spectrum, because it's all are teaching you, are upgrading you, are unfolding you in divine scenario. So allow it. Be brave enough to face it. Be vulnerable, to be open. This is the real challenge. Why people so hard to integrate themselves and do their inner work, because it's easier to be dependent on outside techniques, helps, or whatever it is, in order to avoid what they should face inward. I mean, every sources outside you are available to support you, to upgrade you, but the real work is inward. In order to receive, be receptive. The divine order is meant for you to experience. Dive deeper into it more and more. Start from your root chakra, which is how to feel safe in your own container until you feel content by yourself, and so much more that we can dive into up until your highest chakra, because chakra is your portal between spiritual and physical realm. Your chakra is the portal of your creation. The energy from physical realm to spiritual realm is called ascension, and when the energy from spiritual realm merges to physical realm, it called as manifestation. It's bridge of divine co-creation. So yeah, that's all that I want to share on this episode. So much thing from boundaries, unconditional love, spectrum of love, start from the basic chakra, which is root chakra, up to your crown chakra. There's so much more that we can dive into, especially all that is supporting your inner work so that you can speed up your manifestation in ascension journey. That is transcendence. You allow yourself to become a living conduit for flow of life. This is one of my higher downloads. So much more that I can share that will help really do the inner work and speed up your manifestation, so it will save lots of time and energy over years. Only if you're ready, you feel called and consciously willing to do the inner work needed, devote your lifetime for your intuitive practice. Practice is the path. Instead, go looking for the path. Walk where there is no path. You can find all of this bunch of stuffs that speed up your manifestation process in my new masterclass, Become Vibrational Match, that will be launched at 22 February 2023. We will work randomly, authentically, because I know that we are all universal and authentic at the same time. We are all divine in different expression. What a delightful gratitude to work with you, to walk you home and shine alongside. Thanks for being you. Thanks for all the inner work you've done on yourself and still continue to do the inner work. Like, enjoy your playground, because life is merely your playground. Thank you for having fun with me today. So much love, joy, blessings, and all the good things you deserve that align with your heart desires flows to you, and celebrate malleable reality. Life is nothing but a dream. May you live high, live mighty, mighty, mighty. Love you. You know that.